Toll Road here, and I'm in Butler, Indiana, and mayhem is about to ensue. Where am I? Yes, I'm at the Monster Truck Hall of Fame and Museum. That's right there behind me, and we're gonna see what creates such madness. Oh, monster trucks. Yeah, you better buckle up, buckaroos, because you're about ready to take a ride on the toll road. Take a little closer look at the damage on this puppy here. Pop tires and all. Airbags not gonna be suffice there, needless to say. Mercy. All right, I'm in the Monster Truck Museum and Hall of Fame too. Mm-hmm. And what's your name, sir?
Christopher.
Christopher. All right, you're gonna tell me a little bit about what we're seeing in here.
I'm glad to. Monster trucks, as we know today, first began in the late 1970s with a group of four-wheel drive pickup truck owners trying to climb taller hills and plow through deeper mud than each other. As they did so by putting bigger tires, thicker axles, and more powerful engines in their trucks.
Those are bigger tires.
Starting off with this 48-inch tire right over here. This may seem small compared to the rest of the monster tires we have, but by standards of the late 70s, that was a monstrous eye-catching size.
Oh, yeah.
So eventually, these trucks became so big that something new entered the fray at the dawn of the 1980s. Car crushing.
Car crushing, yes.
Took to their stadiums, arenas, fairgrounds, and racetracks and drove to see these monster vehicles crush cars into heaps of twisted metal and shattered glass. By the way, I'd like to apologize about the kid in the background.
Oh, that's fine. Kid, this is place for kids. Kids love this type of stuff.
It's as Bigfoot, famous Bigfoot personality Ron Bachman once said, quote, "You're just a big kid yourself. You never want to go up. With a monster truck, you could do that."
Yeah.
The owner put a lot of themselves into the vehicle. This first generation monster vehicle is called Stage 1 and showcased by Goliath right in front of us. Typical Stage 1 monster truck had an average weight of 16,000 pounds and often had a decorated cab more worthy of a show.
May I ask, how did you end up with the trucks here?
How did they get in?
Yeah, I mean, how did you get possession of them here?
Everything in this museum is loaned or donated by the owners.
Okay, cool.
In the early days, these monster vehicles just crawled over cars, but fans quickly grew tired of that. They want something more exciting. Enter side-by-side monster truck racing. The trucks are put up two at a time and race each other over twin identical courses at the same time. First to the finish line with the fewest penalties is the winner and proceeds to the next round. The process repeats itself over and over until two trucks remain in the final round, where a racing victor is decided. The first ever side-by-side truck race took place in 1983 at the St. Louis International Raceway drag strip, where Bob Chandler, piloting Bigfoot 2, defeated the Chevy USA 1 driven by Everett Jasper in a race that was later broadcast on the then popular TV show That's Incredible. Racing was popular, just looking good and crushing cars didn't cut it. It's now about going fast over cars to meet the finish line. But first, an example of the monster tanks.
Oh, wow.
This monster tank's called Heavy Metal and is owned by Mark and Tim Hall from Champaign, Illinois.
Do you imagine riding one of this?
However,
with the treads?
But the problem with the tanks is they're extremely heavy and had almost no suspension, making them a very rough ride.
Yeah.
This thing here weighs a hair under 20,000 pounds.
20,000 pounds. Wow.
Yeah, and because they were so heavy that when they would jump crush cars on bare concrete floors, they would rip chunks on the floor or break a water main and spring a leak. Arena management definitely had something to say about
yeah,
that.
probably the arena hosts weren't big fans of that.
End of the Stage 1 showcased by King Kong 2.0. The only truck that the museum owns as of September 2023.
Okay, you guys own this one.
Yep. There's also the start of the Stage 2 era monster trucks. They still come quite barefoot. Don't you have a look inside?
Oh, wow, awesome.
Definitely looks more like a race car cab than a regular truck one.
Yeah.
And it had to be, because the early and mid 1990s were the peak years of monster truck racing, both in competition and in popularity. So much so that even TV networks came calling, which networks like ESPN and TNN, bringing the action to homes nationwide.
Now, this isn't just a monster truck museum. It is also a monster truck hall of fame. And here they honor the greats, the monsters, actually, of the monster truck industry of the last 40 or 50 years. Now, maybe, just maybe, if you get the right tires and shocks on your truck, this could be you in a couple of years. Let's take another look at the Taurus and those shocks. And I see the Tonka logo on there. Probably a little bigger than any of the Tonka toys you had as a kid. Dare to dream, though. Barefoot. It appears barefoot. Must be a Chevy. Question I have, and I hope it has one. The gas pedal has to be a bear paw. And here's the equalizer. And those tires do look like they would equalize a lot of situations. Problem though, if you own this, how could you ever call in work because of a snow day? You're gonna plow right through that stuff. You couldn't call off for an earthquake. You couldn't call off for a war. This thing could drive through anything. Now, this one's called King Kong, but I think even the giant ape himself would need a stepladder to get into that driver's seat. Yeah, and here's the driver's suit worn by Mr. Bigfoot himself, Gene Patterson. Bigfoot? Is that you? Okay, do you think the taxpayers in your community would spring for a fire truck like this? Yeah, Silly Willie will get the water to the fire regardless of what obstacles are in the way. Kind of seems very, very practical to me. Hercules, Hercules, Hercules. Okay, I'm going to need a little bit of help even counting how many shocks are on this thing. Like, if you're driving this through somewhere that has, like, speed bumps or dips or something, would you even notice? And after watching the Dukes of Hazzard and some of the jumps they made and the stuff they drove over, in reality, they would probably need a truck like this or more with even more shocks to absorb all that crazy stuff they did. After my little test drive, I'm going to take one more pass through all of these great trucks and maybe pick out one that'll be mine when I make my run to join the Hall of Fame of Monster Trucking. That's going to do it from the toll road here at the International Monster Truck Museum and Hall of Fame. And a question to all you truckers out there. Who knows? Who knows where the toll road will lead to next?